Hello everyone, and welcome to Behind the Pen, the show where we take you to look at the literary artists behind what you see on the stage. I'm your host, Carrie Travis, and tonight we're talking to Mr. Bill Gebbie, the Indiana playwright whose latest work, Though the Earth Give Way, appeared on the Taylor stage. Bill, thank you for being with us tonight.
Oh, thank you for inviting me here.
Absolutely. Obviously, you have a love for words. With all of the different types of writing you could have chosen, you chose playwriting. Why?
Well, playwriting really is about writing lyrically as far as I'm concerned. And I started out as a writer, as a poet, and I was able to segue into writing plays. And it's given me an audience for my words.
And what's the most difficult part of writing a play?
The most difficult part is being true to your original vision. A lot of times you're tempted to cut corners, compromise. A lot of times even a director or a theater will attempt to make you cut corners and compromise. So you've got to stay true to what you saw in your head in the very beginning.
Speaking of the very beginning, can you take us back to that very first play that you ever wrote and tell us what that experience was like?
Well, it was during a playwriting course. I'd never written a play before, and as I wrote it, surprisingly, the words just flowed out of my pen, and it was a pleasant surprise. I discovered that I had a real knack for writing dialogue, which is essential for writing plays. And the instructor was impressed, I was gratified and encouraged to go on and try my hand at writing more plays.
And obviously that instructor wasn't the last person to see that you had some talent. Can you tell us about how you got started with the Taylor Touring Company?
I was acquainted with Tracy Manning. I'd worked for her at a Southport Presbyterian Church as a sketch writer for their drama ministry. A couple years had passed, and she was teaching at Taylor. I called her, asking her if she wanted to see a play of mine, thinking that, she might produce it on the stage here. She mentioned the fact that the touring company was looking for a play, and she asked me to try my hand at writing one. A week later, I came up with the idea of We Will Not Be Silent, and over 2 or 3 months wrote it and workshopped it, and it became a successful play.
And it was certainly reviewed well by the students that we spoke with that saw the play. And you mentioned workshopping. There's obviously so much that goes on behind the scenes of producing a play that we don't see. Can you describe the workshop experience for us?
Well, workshopping is a chance to see your play come alive as a sort of a toddler. You don't really hear your words. You don't really see how a scene is going to play out in your mind's eye. You're prejudiced. So when you're seeing actors on the stage or around a table, speaking your lines or acting it out on the stage, you can tell pretty quickly what works, what doesn't work, what can be improved, what needs to stay. So it's essential.
This gives you a chance to hear what you're writing on the page and really critique it for yourself.
Yes.
What advice do you have for upcoming playwrights?
Fall in love with words. Read a lot of poetry, read a lot of fiction, read a lot of nonfiction, write every chance you get. Join playwriting groups, but don't be crippled by them. Follow your vision and just keep writing and keep writing.
Great advice. And Bill, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And thank you for taking a peek behind the curtain with us. I'm Carrie Travis, your host, and we'll see you next time on Behind the Pen.